I never thought I'd stumble across something that would make me question reality itself. I used to think I was rational, grounded. I don't believe that anymore. Not since I found Mr. Grin's Playhouse. It started with a trip to my hometown, the kind you take when you're feeling nostalgic or maybe a little lost. I had just lost my job in the city and thought maybe going back would give me some kind of clarity. My childhood home had long been sold, but my Uncle Raymond still lived in town. He was something of a hoarder. Old electronics, VHS tapes, radios with cracked dials and faded stickers. He told me I could stay with him as long as I didn't mind the clutter. The second night there, we were sitting in his living room, surrounded by towers of old boxes. The smell of dust and mildew clung to everything like it was alive. He was half asleep in his recliner, mumbling something about old times, when I noticed a cardboard box labeled Local Access 1990 to 1992. I pulled it open and found a treasure trove of VHS tapes. Most were labeled with black marker: Public Forum, Cooking with Claire, School Board Meeting, and then, at the very bottom, one that stood out. It was unlabeled, except for a small, red sticker in the corner. A smiley face, but not a normal one. Its eyes were hollow, and the smile was far too wide, more like a gash than an expression. Curiosity got the better of me. "Hey, Uncle Ray," I said, holding up the tape. "What's this one?" He squinted at it, and for a moment, his face went slack. "I thought I threw that damn thing out," he muttered. "Don't watch it. Just toss it." "Why?" I asked, half laughing. "What is it? Curse it?" He didn't laugh. "I used to work at the local station back then, Channel 58. That was one of the pilots we filmed for a children's show. Someone submitted it anonymously. No return address, no credits, nothing. Just a tape and a script typed out on a manual typewriter. We were desperate for local content, so the manager gave it a look. And we aired the first episode. Once. One time only. The phone didn't stop ringing for days. Parents were furious. Kids were, well, not right after. We pulled it immediately. No one ever owned up to making it." He looked at me, eyes serious for the first time since I'd arrived. "I'm not joking, kid. Burn it." I wish I had. Later that night, after he went to bed, I sat in the spare room with the tape and an old VCR he let me borrow. Part of me knew I shouldn't, but something about that sticker, that crude smiling face, I needed to know. The screen flickered to life in static, and then slowly, the image resolved. A theme song played, tinny and off-key, like a warped music box. "Come and play, come and grin. With Mr. Grin, let's let him in." The camera panned across a brightly colored set, obviously low budget. Cardboard trees, foam mushrooms, a crooked cardboard sun painted in yellow, with a smiling face that somehow looked strained. Then he appeared, Mr. Grin. He wore a patchwork suit of mismatched colors and a massive papier-mâché head. The head was the worst part, round like a balloon, with huge, staring eyes, and a mouth that stretched across the whole bottom half of his face. His teeth weren't drawn. They were real, human, or replicas. Too many of them. "Hello, children," he said, in a deep, wet voice that didn't match the cheerful setting. "Are you ready to play?" Something about the way he spoke made my stomach twist. The words felt sticky, like they clung to me after he said them. The camera cut to a group of children sitting cross-legged on the floor. Their faces were blank, eyes wide, unblinking. "Today, we're going to learn about hiding," Mr. Grin said. Do you know how to hide? I bet you do. The screen flickered again, and when it returned, the children were gone. The camera was moving slowly through a darkened hallway, completely different from the bright playroom before. Heavy breathing filled the speakers. Then, one by one, the children reappeared, but not as they were. Their faces were smeared with black paint. Their clothes were torn. They moved jerkily, like puppets. One girl turned to the camera and screamed, a raw, animal sound. Then the screen cut to black. I sat there, frozen, the static hissing softly in the background. What the hell was that? The next day, I asked my uncle again. He refused to talk about it, told me I should leave it alone. So, of course, I didn't. I digitized the tape and started searching online. Reddit, lost media forums, archive boards. No mention of Mr. Grin's Playhouse. Nothing even remotely similar. I posted screenshots and asked around. Most people assumed it was a prank or an indie horror short. But one person reached out via DM. Their username was just a string of numbers, and their profile was almost empty. The message read, "You found it. It's not a show. It's a door." I replied, asking what they meant. No answer. Their account was deleted minutes later. I tried watching the tape again, hoping to notice something new. And I did. The episode was slightly different. The same theme song played. But Mr. Grin didn't say the same lines. This time, he looked directly at the camera and said, "Welcome back. You're learning so quickly." That wasn't possible. It was a VHS tape. It couldn't change. The hallway scene was longer, the breathing louder. I saw something following behind the camera. A tall, spindly figure with limbs too long and joints that bent the wrong way. Its head was too small for its body. It didn't have a face, just smooth, pale skin. It stopped when the camera did. Then it turned and looked straight at me. I turned off the VCR, sat in silence. I could still hear the breathing. The nightmares started that night. I was in the hallway, the same one from the show. I couldn't move. The walls pulsed like they were alive, and something was whispering just beyond the corner. Words I couldn't quite make out, but I knew who it was. Mr. Grin. He never stopped smiling. Every time I woke up, I was sweating, heart pounding. But the worst part was, I couldn't remember falling asleep. I'd just be in the hallway again. After the third night, I smashed the tape with a hammer. It didn't help. Things started to bleed into reality. Objects in my room moved when I wasn't looking. My reflection lagged a second behind in mirrors. The breathing followed me into the daylight. My uncle started to deteriorate, mumbling about the wrong kind of television and how the Playhouse always finds a way back in. I found him in the basement one morning, sitting in front of a blank TV, eyes wide and unblinking. He was whispering the theme song to himself. I checked myself into a psychiatric facility after that, told them it was a mental break. Stress. They believed me. I almost believed it too, until one of the orderlies handed me a children's book during group therapy. He said it was something I might like. I opened it. The first page had a crude drawing of a round-headed figure with a massive smile and hollow eyes. The title, "Let's Visit Mr. Grin's Playhouse." There were no words inside, just pictures. But the pictures moved when I wasn't looking. I swear to God they moved. I was released after 3 weeks. They said I was fine, but the world still isn't right. Shadows move against the light. Kids' TV shows make me physically ill. I haven't slept properly in weeks. I burned the book, left town, tried to start over, but sometimes, just sometimes, The static comes back in my phone, on my laptop, on screens with no signal. And then I hear it. That horrible, broken melody. Come and play. Come and grin. With Mr. Grin. Let's let him in. I'm writing this because I found another tape today. It was in the mail. No return address. Just that same red sticker. I don't know who sent it or why, but I think I know what it wants. If you find a tape with a smiling face and hollow eyes, don't watch it. Don't let him in. Please, don't let Mr. Grin in.